So then you think to yourself, what are my other interests? What businesses can I get into? And you've got, built up a great friend base, mutual friends or business clients or whatever it is. And they're, when the great thing is that when you're successful and people know you have money, they come to you with opportunities, regardless of how bad those opportunities
you're right,
are.
Mike. It's funny because before Shark Tank came on, that show, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, I'm always getting pitched ideas. And sometimes I go, that's a good idea. We'll do that. And so now that Shark Tank's on, I can just say, I get Shark Tanked a lot.
Not interested.
I get Shark Tanked a lot. Well, you know what I mean? So everybody wants, to run their idea by, they either want you to coach them up on it, give them money for it, and sometimes it's a good idea. That's how I got into a couple of my businesses that I do.
So tell me about, what was that first business idea that you think, I'm going to get into that, and is it still around?
Yeah. Oh yeah. An auto auction.
Okay.
You might say an auto auction. What? How in the world?
Totally different from glasses, right?
I'm totally different, One of the things I'm a big proponent on when I talk to entrepreneurs or business owners is advertising. It's the in a car, it's your gas pedal, right? You want to go faster. You can sit there in a brand new car and go, why am I not going anywhere? You got to turn it on and push the gas pedal. Well, I can't afford gas. Like, you should have bought the car, or that should have been part of your budget of buying the car, right? So anyway, I advertised a lot, and a lot of the companies, if they said, hey, if you spend this much with me, we'll take you on this fabulous trip. It was kind of the junket trips, And so I'd be like, heck yeah, I want to go to Germany. Heck yeah, Argentina sounds awesome. Hawaii, why not? Let's go. So there was all these fabulous trips, and I would go with about 25 other business people and their significant others. So about 50 of us on the trips would go. And car guys, dealers, advertise a lot. Right? Yeah. I mean, they're like can't turn on TV without seeing a car ad.
Every billboard or wherever it is.
Right.
Every opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
And so about half the guys on the trip would be car guys. Well, you vacation with people. You're not talking business. You're just relaxed, and you're sitting on a pool in Hawaii having a, drink with a little umbrella in it, talking about who are you? What do you do? And, life. And so I got to be friends with these guys. And then on one trip, so some of the trips weren't like real fabulous. So they would send some of their workers. In other words, they have a contest, and then maybe whoever sold the most cars, that kind of thing, they'd send them out. And on one trip, I remember I was talking to a guy and said, hey, man, I got all these great relationships. I wonder if there's any way I could do a business to, and have that. I've got a lot of currency, with these car guys. And there was a couple of ideas, in the car industry. And he goes, really an auto auction would be, and I go, what's that?
Yeah.
Well, next thing you know, I own an auto auction, and I make the calls, to the guys whose names are on the building, and they take my calls, and they say, okay, we're going to try you, but you better perform.
Right.
Everybody always wants to think.
Yeah, you're going to sell.
Everybody always says, oh, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's just business.
It's just business. Yeah.
Like the guy, nothing personal, it's just business.
Just business, yeah.
It's not. It's all personal, forget that.
Right.
It's not all personal. I mean, it's both. But that plays a part. I mean, I got 100%. The golden look. Yeah. And the golden look is all you can ask for in business, and that's the opportunity to try me. So they'd send some cars, and then it's up to us to make sure we have the buyers there to bid on them, to buy them. And sure enough, we just grew that rascal up. It's now called Z66 Auto Auction. Okay. And they say most weeks we're the largest in Oklahoma and maybe even 4-state regions. So we've really grown quite a bit.
That's awesome.
And it's a fabulous business model, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, we have like 7 cars being sold at the same time.
Right.
And it is electric in there. And it took me about 6 months before I could actually understand what they're saying, sold. You'd be like, what just happened?
What did I just buy?
What did I keep your hand down, Robert? What you Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, still is a lot of fun. And we get a lot of cool cars, and there's a lot of interesting people. Those are all, all car dealers are an interesting group of men, good guys, hard workers, and all kind of entrepreneurs in mind. And they just they customer service. They just want to be taken care of. I mean, we don't own any of the cars. We charge a little bit to the buyer, we charge a little bit to the seller, and then we do all the paperwork in between. And so it looks kind of like a tag agency when you walk in the office part of it. And then we have a big garage of 7 lanes selling 7 cars. And we'll sell whatever. The last Friday of every month, we do a specialty sale. We'll sell motorcycles and RVs and boats and utility vehicles. I mean, you bring it, we'll sell it.
Yeah. So that's just kind of evolved as its business has grown from that one, and like I said, that idea, and now you're like,
exactly. So you just
see
kind
the
of
business model and it works, and why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. It's not rocket science,
right? Yeah.
So we have big competition, but it breaks down to relationships, and there's 4 areas that you get the cars, and one of them is that dealer trade-in. And so having the relationship with those dealers from way back when, and keeping them up and being friends with them, really.
Yeah.
And being able to, if there is a problem, when things go great in a business, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's how you handle the problems, how you handle the deal that went wrong, and to make sure you have that love bucket filled up a little bit, that favor bucket, so that you can call up and say, "Oopsie."
Yeah.
But we're going to do what we can.
Right.
Those are dealing with heat, as we call it in the industry, is always an issue, because it seems like someone's always mad. Someone's buying or selling, and someone got
right.
Anyway, someone's upside down.
Someone's going to be upset, right? When you deal with that many people, someone is going to be upset.
Yeah. You got 1,000 guys, and they're buying cars, and a couple hundred selling them. I mean, but it's good. I've got a great general manager. And one of the things too, I want to also give advice to for entrepreneurs out there. If you've got a great general manager, you might let them do some sweat equity, some golden handcuffs to keep them in. Give them a little piece of the business, in other words, because then they feel the ownership. One of my businesses, I had one of my brothers running it, and he worked up, and then he ended up owning 10% of the business. Yeah. And I said, "How does that feel, Philip?" And he goes, "Man, it's awesome, but I'm making some changes." I go, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Yeah." We'll go over that business second. But I call on doctors, and I was taking in lunches that were $100. Yeah. Really nice lunches. Go to, I don't know, wherever he was going to do that, And he goes, "You know what? $50 worth of pizza is going to get the same thing done, And I go, "Well, why are you changing?" He goes, "Well, out of that $100, $10 is mine." All this time,
you've been spending my money.
It's so easy to spend my money. It's so easy to spend somebody else's money, Definitely. But when they get it towards their money, so that's a move. So when I introduced Monty, my general manager, I introduced him as my partner. And so great guy, and he runs that, and one less thing I don't have to worry about. So.